Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of SATU TV. I'm Billy Bates.
I'm Jones McShine. We're Static in the Underground. This is episode 7. We in here, man.
Yes, we are back, episode 7. Excited to be back.
I feel like this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
This is some good stuff going on.
100%. And, yeah, man, the rap game's wild right now.
Dog. It's almost like unbelievable. Like,
it really is, and all the diss tracks, the fastest diss track, like back and forth, I think ever. Like,
dude,
Drake and Rick Ross both dropped their responses back within a day. Yeah.
Remember last time we were talking like it might be like a setup, like a money grab thing. Now I don't think so, man.
I definitely think Kendrick's is real.
Yeah.
But Drake.
Did you hear Drake's? I listened to it 3 times. That dude, he ate, bro.
Yeah,
he really did.
His was a very good response, and now I'm just excited for Kendrick's next response.
Did you hear Rick Ross's?
Yeah, it was okay, but
he just sounded violent, man.
Yeah,
he sounded like he was ready to kill Drake.
Rick Ross. I like Rick Ross, but his flow and his style isn't, in my opinion, very great for like super hardcore diss tracks. But it was a good response, man.
He held his own.
Yeah, for sure.
Ain't nobody gonna look down on him.
J. Cole
disappointed me, man.
He disappointed all the Southern rap. All the Southern rap game.
And being from North Carolina too, it's like, man, come on.
Yeah, that was, and everybody's clowning him for it too.
I don't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah, and I wish I knew what he thought was gonna happen out of that, but whatever he thought was gonna happen out of that ain't what happened.
No, it's not.
That was,
and then knowing like how J. Cole is, he probably really doesn't care. You know what I mean?
You're right, and that's a good point, but also, you can't let it slide.
You can't let it slide.
You know, the only,
like, if anything, he just should have said nothing at all. Just acted like and never acted like he knew what happened.
Yeah, the only way this works out for J. Cole is if Kendrick's like, yeah, J. Cole's pretty cool, and I just don't see that happening.
Nah.
But
I'm excited to see Kendrick come back on this Drake diss, man, because he's gonna have to go hard, dude. Like, he cannot let Drake beat him in the back and forth rap battle. He cannot let that happen.
No, he can't. And I'll say this: I'm not for, like, real beef and stuff, but like talking trash to each other from across the country, that's not that big of a deal. But I think this is good for rap. I mean, it's back on, everybody's talking about it.
And these are the biggest artists, dude.
Yeah, they are.
And I saw something that said The Weeknd had something to do with this. I didn't catch anything that Drake's real subliminal and clever with his stuff. So like, but apparently he was taking shots at The Weeknd as well.
But wasn't The Weeknd one of Drake's artists back in the day when he first started?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, somebody talk trash about The Weeknd, they got a problem with me.
Yeah, I ain't lying. Like, hey, you can leave The Weeknd out of this.
Yeah, you can leave him out of this. Now.
Don't bring him into it. He gonna sing a song and trash all y'all.
Yeah, and he's gonna sound great.
They gonna play it in the club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, right now I feel like Drake's on top, man. Like, Rick Ross did his thing. I don't see Drake like making a diss track right back to Rick Ross. You know what I mean? He might. But
yeah,
I wouldn't.
And it's wild how fast. Like I said, I think that was the fastest response I've ever seen.
They said Rick Ross was performing last night with a Drake hoodie on. Yeah, it was the picture of him with the weird like clips in his hair and the stupid grill. Like, I don't know if that was his last album cover, but it was funny.
I think Rick Ross is just happy to be here.
Yeah, Rick Ross is rich. He ain't got nothing to worry about. He's probably sitting there like, what the hell this dude talking to me about me for?
Yep. Yeah, that's wild, and that's still developing because that's still this week. Like, I will say this though, that beat that Kendrick was on, that Metro Boomin made,
yeah, that was
fire.
Tough. That was tough.
Fire.
And it just came out of nowhere. Like, for one, like I wouldn't expect Kendrick Lamar to be on a future Metro Boomin album. Then he just come out of nowhere dissing people like, yo, what?
You want to know who this does kind of make look bad as Future, because his I love Future, man.
He dropped the album the other day, man. I didn't even finish it all. I just skipped through every song. It was like, because I kind of like skipped forward like 20-30 seconds, see what it sounded like. It was like, man, all this is garbage.
I think Future might have that complex that some artists get where they're like, dude, whatever I put out, people are gonna listen to it, and that's not a good complex to have. No matter what state of your career you're in, you know what I mean? And yeah, but Kendrick killed it.
Yeah, he did.
He did. That was pretty sick, man.
That Drake response was tough, man.
It was, man.
He was getting down on that. So I need Kendrick in the next couple of days to go ahead and drop that bomb.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. What the world's
waiting on.
Did you see that?
And then DJ Khaled's gonna make an album, put everybody on it, and reunite everybody.
We the best.
That could be the overall plan. Now I'm thinking.
Bring the whole ocean. Tell him I want the whole ocean. I get tired of seeing DJ Khaled videos. He's hilarious though, man. He does make me crack up, but
yeah, he's a clown.
He be going too hard sometimes with the posting social media videos and stuff.
Yeah, he's wild. I don't follow him because he's too much for me.
Yeah, and he ain't the best.
No, he's not the best.
Let's see what else we got. I guess we'll stay on the topic of music, man. Did you see that Paul Wall Mexican OT music video?
I didn't see the video yet, but
it's fire. Paul Wall, man.
I have to see it. I love that song,
dude.
I love that song.
And it's classic Paul Wall, just icing. I got ice in my grill and this and that, and
smooth on the beat.
Yep.
It's too good, man.
Yep, looking like a grown up.
I really like that first song on that Mexican OT's album.
That whole
I think it's his.
Fire,
I think the title of it's just his birthday, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Bro, he goes stupid on that thing. Then the song with the baby on it's good too. You know, it's got that old school like baby sound to it.
Yeah, that Mexican OT. I hope bigger and better things for him, man, because he's so dope, and he's just a cool guy. Like all the podcasts and stuff, interviews he does. He's
young dude too, man. He's like only in his early 20s.
Yeah, he's not that old, and he's just like, yeah, man, I'll do a little coke every now and again. You know, I like to go fishing. I'll shoot hogs. You know what I'm saying? He's just a Texas dude.
A Mexican dude from Texas.
Yep, straight up, man.
Yeah, big supporter. Like him. Shout out to
for
him.
Sure. Did you see? We talked about it on the last episode, but Filth's new album did come out.
Yeah, man.
Southern Hospitality. Fire.
I mean that's one of the albums that you just put on and let play through. I'm in the gym listening to it every day, bro.
Yeah, they're touring really hard right now. So if you see Filth coming to your town, go check them out, man. Those are the boys, man. Yeah. And they always have fire openers on the road with them. Mm-hmm. Always a good show. I sent you. It came out last month, but I just listened to it about a week ago because I had sent you that video. But that new Boundaries EP. With those breakdowns, that video. Dude, it's like 6 or 7 songs, and they're all just slap you in your face.
I haven't listened to that yet. I'm gonna have to jam that when I leave.
Boundaries is fire, man. I can definitely see Boundaries being the next Knock Loose. I can definitely see them.
Okay.
Yeah, getting up there.
Where are they from? You know,
somewhere around here, because they used to play New Brooklyn a lot. I've seen them at New Brooklyn a few times.
Okay.
Yeah. They're from somewhere in the southeast area, East Coast for sure. Yeah,
gotta check
them out. Boundaries, man, they are fire. Oh man, what's up? Who was that? Crazy Fool.
Crazy Fool.
Yeah.
Hey, Crazy Foot.
Man? Crazy Foot.
Hey. Yeah. I like it.
490. What's up, man? Appreciate you joining the live. But yeah, man, so Boundaries is their new EP's fire. Knock Loose, speaking of Knock Loose, they dropped a new track. Fire.
Got a single out.
Dude, they slap. I'm so hyped to go see them in June. That show's gonna be awesome.
Where are they gonna be at?
Me and you's going to Raleigh.
All right, let's go.
I got 2 tickets.
All right.
Yeah, we're in the pit.
What day? I'll go ahead and put in for that on my hot.
It's June something. I'll double check after the cast.
It's
but yeah,
going down.
Tickets were only $50. So I was like, let me get 2. Yeah, dude.
Do you know who's opening?
I don't, but Knock Loose is headlining.
It's gonna slap.
Knock Loose just released the other day too. They did a pop-up show somewhere, in that Hate 56 recorded it. They did a pop-up show like the day of. They announced it like the night before. Sold out. Fire. Did a hour set. Word. It's on YouTube, dude. It's gas, man.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know if it's me.
It's on that YouTube channel you showed me?
Yeah, I don't know if it's me getting older or not, but whenever it comes to going to shows, I'm getting to the point where if it's not like a hardcore, deathcore show, man, I really don't know if I want to go, dude. It's just, I'm getting to that point, man, where like,
dude,
they're the cheapest shows to go to. They're always a local around. They're in smaller venues, and it's, you know what I mean? It's just the community's cool and all that stuff.
I can't find who's opening for Knock Loose.
Yeah, somebody is.
Somebody.
Yeah, that tour ain't started yet, but yeah, Knock Loose has got new music out.
All right, so we're going to Knock Loose. Another concert that I am going to that's not like a death metal hardcore show. The Lox is playing at the Underground in Charlotte. Jadakiss, Sheet Roots, and Styles P.
That's what's up.
It'll be grown people, man. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be real laid back and chill. I'm gonna go out there and just sip me some beers, bro, and just listen to them rap.
Yeah,
man.
that'll be a good night.
It's gonna be me and Don White's gonna go on.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Guitar player. Yeah,
that'll be fun. Woo. And yeah, I'm going to see Clutch on May 10th. They're playing at the Senate in Columbia.
Dude, they got one of my favorite bands is opening for them too, Blacktop Mojo.
Yep, that show's gonna be dope, man.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I definitely want to check that
at
the Senate in Columbia. Yeah, I don't think it's sold out yet. I hope not, because I still ain't bought my ticket yet. But
when is that?
May 10th. It's a Friday night. I'm off that night, so I'm probably
never
gonna
be able to get to that.
Yep.
I can make Saturdays work.
Yeah.
But Fridays.
Speaking of shows that I'm going to, let me tell you something that got under my skin, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it to you, but so my old lady, her favorite band is Green Day, and I like Green Day, you know, especially their older stuff. Their last two albums I didn't care for, but
Dookie's one of my favorite
albums.
Yeah,
it's one of the greatest albums
I had it
of
on
all
cassette,
time.
dude. I didn't even know what it was. I was a kid at the flea market. My mom gave me like $1 or something.
And I remember I was in
6th
grade when American Idiot came out, and that was whenever they kind of changed from being punk to more like emo for a little bit. You know what I mean? So
American Idiot was a classic.
They announced a tour last year with Smashing Pumpkins and Rancid.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah, I definitely go to that, because I love Smashing Pumpkins, and I've been wanting to see Rancid for years. So the tickets were expensive. I got us some tickets, me and my old lady, and last month, Smashing Pumpkins announced that there's 3 shows on that whole tour that they're not playing because they're not in stadiums. They're in amphitheaters. Now, granted, these amphitheaters still hold 20,000 people, but Smashing Pumpkins is like, yeah, that's not enough people. We're not getting on those shows.
You kidding me, man?
Me, if my old lady wasn't going, I'd want my money back, because to me that was false advertisement, because they advertised Smashing Pumpkins to be on that show.
Dude,
and they're not now.
They be doing that, man.
And that makes me never want to see Smashing Pumpkins ever again.
And they said the reason why, I thought it was because of the sound or something, but it's because they said it's not enough people.
Yeah, so
there ain't no way Smashing Pumpkins does shows headlining and sells more than 20,000 tickets in the Carolinas. They're crazy.
Every show on that tour except for 3, it's Charlotte. I think one's in St. Louis and the other one's in maybe Florida somewhere. They're not in stadiums. They're in 20,000 seat amphitheaters, and they're like, "Yep, we're not doing those." There's no way their pay would be less for those 3 days, because normally whenever you sign on to a tour, you sign on for X amount of dollars.
Yeah, they're a huge band. There's no way that their management team let them, like, they're getting paid a salary.
I thought it was whack. So I'll never go see Smashing Pumpkins.
So you're gonna go see just Rancid and Green Day.
Yeah, pretty much. Which,
like I said, that's cool, but when Smashing Pumpkins is supposed to be there, dude.
Well, my issue was I paid top dollar. I paid Smashing Pumpkins and Green Day price for just Green Day now. Yeah. That's what I'm upset about. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Yeah, that sucks.
But so yeah, that was my gripe with the old Smashing Pumpkins. And yeah, dude. Let's see some more music news. Did you see this more about this Young Thug case?
No, I ain't seen anything recent.
So it was like 2 weeks ago, they called up like a key witness who is in jail for a murder. Mm-hmm. And they basically, from what I understand, this might not be right, but from what I understand, they were like, yo, you testify against Young Thug, we'll cut your charge back a little bit, you know.
Right, give you a deal.
My man was like, yeah, I'll do that. Day of court, he goes and sits on the stand, and he's like, I'm ready to go back to jail. They're like, sir, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, nope, I'm ready to go back to jail. Dude, it's looking like Young Thug might get off, bro. That's wild, man. That's wild to think about.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't even thought about the chance of him actually beating it, honestly. That'd be dope, man.
We all know he's guilty.
He's guilty of something.
We all know he's guilty.
And dude, most of the time, like, people don't beat RICO cases, man. Like, that's tough.
No.
Like, by the time the feds come and get you, they already have all the evidence they need.
Yeah. I saw a conspiracy theory today that all this beef back and forth between these rappers, Drake, Kendrick, and all that is on purpose to be a distraction from P. Diddy. Hey, we talking about P. Diddy less.
Dude, it's true. And like, are the feds looking to arrest him, or were they just taking
They gotta
the stuff
be,
from
man.
his house?
I don't know, dude. I have no idea what's going on with that case. But
that is weird though, that the feds raided his house and then you just hear nothing and he's not in jail.
Right, him not being in jail is the really weird part.
Like, how the feds don't know where Puff Daddy's at? Think about it. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
You've been following him for the past probably like 20 years.
Right.
That is sketchy now. That's sketchy. Ow, cramping my fucking hammy, dude. Oh, dude. Oh.
You Charlie horse yourself.
Oh, man. I was doing lunges earlier. Oh.
Yeah, OJ did die.
Yeah, OJ did.
Yeah, OJ died.
R.I.P. OJ.
I won't say R.I.P. just in case he did do it.
Well,
I don't know. I think he was there for sure, though. But
R.I.P. to the football version of OJ.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite jokes that Dave Chappelle ever said.
What?
Was in his first or second Netflix special, and he talks about how there was 3 different times in his life that he met OJ.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, like, the first time he met him was whenever he was, like, just retired from the NFL. Mm-hmm. And then the second time he met him was, like, and he told the joke throughout his whole special. The second time was when he met him, like, during the court case. And then the third time was after it was all over with. Mm-hmm. And he, like, shook his hand, and OJ walked off, and this lady walked up and was like, I can't believe that you would shake hands with a murderer. And Dave Chappelle was like, ma'am, that murderer rushed for over 11,000 yards. That's one of my favorite Dave Chappelle bits, man.
Oh, man.
Damn. Yeah, OJ did die, though.
He's still one of only, like, what, 7 players that's rushed for over 2,000 yards in a season?
I think so.
Yeah.
And he did it more than once, I believe. I think he did it 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. And he won a Heisman in college.
Yeah, USC, wasn't it?
Yep.
Southern Cal.
Southern Cal. And, you know.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah. Staying on music news, did you see that Kid Cudi new tattoo? Kid Cudi's tattoo?
No.
He's bald now.
Okay.
And he's got his whole top of his head tattooed in like it almost looks like a Van Gogh painting.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it look dope?
Nope.
No?
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
I get the idea of it being dope, but it doesn't look good, in my opinion. It does not look good, but
at least, I mean, he could probably still grow hair though. At least,
like, yeah. I mean, like, I'm sure he's happy with it because you know he likes the psychedelic stuff and all that. So I'm sure he's happy with it.
Well,
but
if he got it on his head, I'm sure.
And it's his whole head too, whole top of his head.
Probably definitely did that thing where you get put to sleep.
Oh yeah. I would too.
So bad, dude, on your head.
Yeah, I would too, man. Like,
I'm getting the head tat eventually one day.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah, I definitely would like to get the sides and the back of mine's done because I keep them I keep the sides and back shaved all the time, but I ain't had the money to do none of that stuff lately, man.
None of that.
Damn. We had forgot to talk about it last time we was here, but we were talking about the Oscars, and we just been a while now, about a month since the Oscars happened, but damn, Oppenheimer took home like seven of them. Mm-hmm. It took home, like, Cillian Murphy took home Best Actor. Robert Downey got Supporting Actor. Best Director, Best Picture, Best Score, Best Screenplay. Like, it was like, I think it tied the record for, like, most in one Oscar. And in all honesty, they kind of lucked out because there really wasn't a whole lot of great movies they were up against, but I do think they deserved all those awards because that movie was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And
that was a good movie.
I also saw a thing where it was a video of Cillian Murphy meeting, like, the British royalty. So Cillian Murphy's from Ireland, and it was him meeting the British royalty. I don't know if it was at the Oscars or if it was at, like, a screening of Oppenheimer movie. But whenever the prince came up to him, you know, he smiled and he was polite to him, but he kept his hands in his pockets the whole time. And someone did some diving and found out why he did that. And so in the town he was from in Ireland during the the Ireland Revolution, like back in the 60s and 70s, the British royalty were ordered to shoot anybody that had their hands in their pockets, whether they were male, adult, or kids, because that was so. It's like a sign of disrespect if you're Irish to keep your hands in your pocket whenever you meet royalty. And for him to still be doing that, I think that was pretty sick.
That's pretty dope.
Shout out Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, man.
You think that they knew? They had to know.
Yeah, they had to know. Yeah. They had to know, man, because he did it right in their face, like not caring at all.
Fuck them.
Yeah. Speaking of Cillian Murphy, though, man, did you see the? I'm a big fan of Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, and so his older brother in the show Peaky Blinders is in the show. His name's Arthur Shelby. The actor's name is Paul Anderson, and I hear that one of the reasons why they haven't started filming the Peaky Blinders movie yet, because the Peaky Blinders show's over, and they're planning on filming a movie to be like the end of the whole like series and whatnot. One of the reasons they haven't started filming yet is because the actor who plays his older brother Arthur, he's like really bad on drugs now, and he looks terrible.
Yeah.
There's pictures of him. He's got arrested like 3 or 4 times.
I saw one post about it.
Dude,
like him looking like shit.
Apparently he'd been smoking rock, and he looks terrible, dude. Skin and bones. He looks like he aged 40 years. Like, he looks bad.
That's terrible.
Yeah, man. You hate to see that.
Yeah, that ain't good.
Some people...
Didn't he play in Legend with Tom Hardy as well?
I'm not sure.
It was like Reggie's main dude that was always with him. I might be wrong. I'll have to look into it.
I'm sure he's played in something because he's fits that role, the English gangster role really well. But I'm not sure.
Legend's still one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, Legend's good. Underrated movie. Yeah, for sure. Tom Hardy's one of the best actors ever, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, yeah, Cillian Murphy, that shit. I hope that's not the case for that guy. But, yeah, that's wild, though, man. Some people just can't handle getting money. They get money and they just go off the rails, you know? And, you know, that's them drugs. Once you get them certain drugs in you, dude, you get lost real fast, man. It's terrible, dude. And then, couple other random things, dude. Did you see there's a streamer. So you know video game streams are really big lately. Yeah. There's people making millions of dollars doing that stuff. Which, me being a person who plays video games, I think it's great, but I also think it's stupid to sit there and donate money to somebody who's streaming playing video games all day.
That's weird, right?
It is weird. But anyways, there's this streamer, his name's Aiden Ross, and he's like one of the big money streamers. Okay. He tried to help out his boys, his like 4 of his homies. He brought them up. They were also streamers, and he like signed them to a contract. He was like, yo, let's sign this deal. Y'all stream under my company for a minimum of 100 hours a month. Now, that works out to be about 3 hours a day. Or you could compact that. He was like, you can take as many days off as you want, but just hit that 100 hours. And, you know, whenever I was like in high school, 100 hours of video games, that was nothing for me.
And getting paid a salary for it just to stream for a certain company?
$50,000 a month to stream for 100 hours a month. Dude, we work more than 100 hours a month at a job doing
$50,000 a month to play video games for 3 hours a day.
Not one of his 4 guys hit that 100 hours, and they were upset. Dude, there's videos of them bitching like, do y'all know how hard it is to stream video games for 100 hours a month? And dude, the guy Aiden Ross, he logged into their accounts and he could see like when they streamed and whatnot. There was one of the guys that got really close. I think he did like 85 hours, you know. One of the guys only streamed 7 days out of the month, and one of the times he streamed was only for 20 minutes. $50,000 a month. That's more than a lot of people, most people making a year. You know, the average income, the average income of this country is only $37,000 a year.
Really?
These kids are going to get paid $50,000 a month
To play video
to
games.
play video games.
So did they get that money since they didn't
No.
meet their stream? And they
broke their contract.
And they was pissed.
Yeah, and he fired them. He was like, "Don't look out." He's like, I was trying to look out for my boys. I was trying to look out for my people.
That's nuts.
You know what I'm saying? That's wild, ain't it?
Yeah, I can't even fathom that.
Yeah. And he was like, dude, there's streamers like Dr. Disrespect and those guys, like the high up streamers. He's like, they stream for like 6-7 hours a day, every day. He's like, I'll just ask you to do 100 hours a month.
That's so slack, dude.
You could stream for 6 hours for like, and be done.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. And then the guys, they were upset. They were like, it's too hard. I couldn't do it. Like, stay home. Don't go out. Dude, grind it out. Grind it out, man.
$50,000 a month, dude.
$50K a month.
I'd play 250 hours.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't stop playing. I'd be buying stuff to make me want to keep playing with my $50,000 a month, man.
Boy, I'd be going up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's wild, man.
Them kids are stupid, bro. That's
dumb, dude. Dumb.
Some dumb motherfuckers.
I don't get it. And then, it's wild. And he was so upset because he was literally trying to help his boys out. You can't even compare it to nothing, man. Because they were already streamers.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he asked them to do something they weren't already doing, you know? But it's wild to me, man.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah, dude. So listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a controversial subject here. So I don't have their names, but this was a big story. So in 2017, there was a guy who got off work, got on his bicycle and was riding his bicycle home from work down the street. And out of nowhere, there's security cam footage of this and everything. This random guy, who at the time I believe was 24, so kid really. This random kid just sucker punched this dude while he's riding his bike home. Dude falls off his bike, hits his head on the ground, goes into a coma, cracks his skull, right? Well, the kid who punched him he's had priors. He gets 3 years for assault. He goes to jail for 3 years for assault.
That's manslaughter at the least.
This guy's in a coma for 7 years, right? Okay? This kid done served his time, got out of jail, is living his life now. Well, this guy was in a coma for 7 years. He finally dies, right? Leaving behind 2 kids. His family wants that guy to get retried for murder now.
Ooh.
There's a thing called double jeopardy, where you can't get rejudged for something you've already been judged on in the court of law.
But he wasn't charged with murder.
Exactly.
So they can still charge him with that now.
Exactly. And so there's, you know what I mean? Because obviously this guy did 3 years and he's a grown man now and he's served, as far as assault goes, he served 3 years and he did his time. But that dude, if you ask me, he died that day because he was in a coma for 7 years and never woke up.
Yeah.
So I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a tough subject. Yeah. That's a tough subject.
If you think about it, like, if it was, like, somebody you knew, like, one of your family members or friends, like, boy, that'd be tough.
Yeah, you hate to be a tough guy and be like, oh, if it was someone I knew. But if it was somebody I knew, dude, I'd have been waiting for that dude to get out of jail.
I was just thinking that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a weird subject, man. That's something to think about because he's already been found guilty of the crime, technically. But now the guy died from it 7 years later. I think that's going to be in the court system for a while. They're going to be fighting that for a while, both sides.
That's going to be a tough one for all of them.
Yeah, man. That's going to be wild.
I like to see what happens with that. That's interesting.
Yeah, man. That's crazy, though. That's about the wildest thing I saw in the news that wasn't like music or sports related was that. That one had me thinking. I thought for a good day on that subject. Like, man.
Dude, did you see the story about this woman that did like parenting videos on YouTube? Like, And long story short, like she got arrested for like child neglect. Like her son broke out of her house and he was like all malnourished and skinny and fucked up looking, and he went to the neighbors asking for help.
I do remember hearing about that. That happened a few months ago. It might even been a little bit longer than that, but yeah, it was like a woman who's like a influencer on social media, and she posts videos about parenting, and she posts videos with her I think she had 2 kids. With her 2 kids
she
and blah blah blah.
Had 2, like maybe 3.
And like, come to find out, she was basically like torturing them with not feeding them and shit, like telling them you have to do these videos or else.
She had 6 kids.
6 kids. Oh man.
Yeah, she like took their beds and shit from them and made them sleep on the floor. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, that was in the Ruby.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And that was her house that the police raided too, and that was Jody Hildebrandt's house. They showed the body cam from the police officer, and they went and found a girl with her head shaved bald, like in the closet with the lights off.
Man, I tell you what,
people. Wow,
I've said this before, man. Nobody's gonna agree on 2 things, and I'm always about changing my opinion on stuff if I've been proven wrong or been proven that I need to have a mind change about one thing. But one thing I'm never gonna change my mind on. If you purposely hurt a kid in any way, shape, or form, you deserve the worst things to happen to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
imagine starving and you're like 10 years old, 11-year-old, however old that boy was. Like, that's crazy.
If that would have kept going on, like, those kids aren't going to have an adult life. They don't know nothing else. You know what I mean? And yeah, hopefully, that's in the court now, man. That's getting dealt with. Yeah, I also seen where that Michigan school shooter from a few years ago, he killed like 3 or 4 people. His parents got locked up for 15 years recently.
Really?
Yeah, because apparently it was like they had bought the gun, and like there was some proof that they kind of antagonized him to do something.
Oh,
and so
I wonder how they proved that.
Right, there's people like, how can you lock them up? They didn't do it, and then it's like, well, they clearly weren't parenting too well. You know what I'm saying? Like. So that's another weird one. But yeah, they gave him 15 years for that, for being a accessory to
murder,
to 1st-degree murder, because he planned it out.
Dude, that's
wild, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, you can't do nothing, man.
Dude, you better stay out the way.
Yep,
best you can.
Shoot, man.
They're not playing out here.
Let's jump to sports. Obviously, we're going to talk about WrestleMania, but let's knock out the miscellaneous sports first.
All right.
Shout out to the Carolina girls, undefeated, national champs. That's beat the team in the finals that took us out of the Final Four last year. Yep. Iowa, Caitlin Clark, without a doubt the best player in the. Without a doubt, Caitlin Clark, the best player in college basketball.
But South Carolina was the best team.
Undefeated, baby.
Year.
Undefeated, handle business.
Their record since Dawn Staley's been there is crazy, man.
They've only lost 3 games in 4 years. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's wild. That was the 3rd national championship.
I think it was
the second. It was definitely the second.
I think it was the second.
Yeah, man. Shout out that's a dynasty right there. Keep them coming.
Oh yeah,
keep it going.
Yeah, I feel like girls are gonna want to come to South Carolina.
I think so, man. And that's good for us, man. And listen to this. This is the main reason I wanted to bring that up. Obviously, Carolina fans, I wanted to congratulate that. But have you seen all the trash that these retired WNBA players have been talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese going pro?
No.
Dude.
I thought they was...
Bro,
I figured they would support. I saw Lisa Leslie said good things.
Listen to this, man. All of them are like, yeah, they're good players, and we're happy they're going pro, but they got something coming. They're about to be playing against grown women, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, even if that is the case, the Final Four for the women had 14 million views. Most any WNBA games ever had. Most views. The girl that was responsible for that, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, are going pro. The team that drafted Caitlin Clark, I don't even know the name of them because I don't pay attention to WNBA. It's not, you know what I'm saying? I read where the team that she's going to had 1 televised game last year. Every single one of their games this year is going to be televised. They've already signed a contract to it. They're about to have more views and more revenue than they've ever had because of these 2 girls, mainly Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese from LSU. And these old heads are like, They got nothing coming when they come up here. They ain't going to be dropping 40, 50.
They might not drop 40, 50, but they going to drop 25, 30 and still
And they going to drop 25, 30 more views than y'all used to have, man. Like,
yeah.
And I saw that, and
it's a good thing for women's basketball.
They should be supporting them. Like, it's a great
people
thing.
might actually watch the WNBA to see. Like, imagine when their teams play each other. Like, they're gonna blow that shit up.
I guarantee the viewership for the WNBA at least doubles this year. At least doubles, if not more than that.
Probably so.
I think so, man. Yep, I really do think so. And as far as NBA goes, the men's league. It's the Celtics to lose.
Yeah.
They're ahead by like 16 games in the East. And the West, they got 3 teams that are tied for first, so the West is fighting it out all the way down. But
are the Lakers knocked out?
No, it's the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Kings are all tied for 8th and 9th place.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens with that. But I think it's going to come down to the Celtics and the Nuggets. But it's just like every year, the Celtics is theirs to lose.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to choke or either win it all. You know what I mean?
I'd like to see them win one.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah, they've had good teams, but man, them playoff Nuggets, dudes are nasty.
Yeah, and if the Lakers, Warriors, or what's the other team?
The Kings, Sacramento Kings. Yeah.
Whoever does sneak in the playoffs, they're gonna have to play the Nuggets in the first round.
Yeah, the Warriors are trash. Honestly, you hate to say one guy does the team, but dude, if Steph wasn't on that team, they wouldn't even be nowhere near 8th or 9th place. Like they've played bad basketball this year, man. They really have. Draymond Green sucks.
How long you think they're gonna keep that thing together? You think after this year?
Well, from what I'm pretty sure that Steph is signed for. He's there, like he's their guy. But
it's about time for them to start thinking about making some moves and bringing in some new guys.
They're gonna have to. Yeah, they're gonna have to. The NBA is weird right now too, because it's at a point where they keep having issues with referees and stuff. Man, it's not fun to watch to me personally. Obviously, I'll be watching the playoffs. Love watching playoff NBA. But yeah, the Lakers win today. Yeah, that's what's up.
Did they?
I always like seeing the Lakers in the playoffs, man. Like, Anthony Davis still has his good games here and there, and LeBron's still arguably one of the top 5 players in the NBA as old as he is. Like, he's still killing it. But, yeah, and talking about referees, dude, freaking baseball, man.
I haven't watched any baseball yet this year. I've been keeping up with the Braves games.
I never thought I would say this, but I'm saying it. We need to use the cameras and the computers to judge balls and strikes behind the plate. There should be an umpire behind the plate, and he should only be there to call if someone's safe sliding at home. Angel Hernandez is the worst umpire ever. My man called. They had the video of it. He called like 8 pitches wrong in a row. Like calling balls that were way out here strikes.
Oh no, they got to
strikes
do something
right
about
down
that.
the middle, like calling them balls. Like, dude, it's so stupid. We're probably gonna clip that dumb shit I just said, but yeah,
no,
man.
I don't like seeing that. I don't like bad call.
You need umpires at the bases to call safe and out and all that good stuff, but.
It'd be nice if they just made the right calls every time.
And they did it in spring training, and they're doing it in the minor leagues right now, where they can review. Where if the catcher catches it, and the umpire calls like ball 4, the catcher can immediately be like, nope, I want to review, and they'll review it on the board and they'll play it right then. Now the issue with that is you can't do that 50 times a game. The game will be twice as long. I would if I was a catcher. So. I think they should just do that the whole game. There should be a umpire behind plate, but he's not calling balls or strikes. He's just there to call if someone's sliding in at home or whatever, or calling a foul tip. You know what I mean? On the swing, calling a foul tip on a swing or something like that. But yeah, I never thought I would say that, but baseball is getting ruined because of the umpires.
Have they experimented with that technology yet to see if it's possible to make it happen?
Yeah, they do. They've been doing it. Yeah, they do it on ESPN during the game.
You're right.
They have the strike zone on the TV, you know, so they do it.
Yeah.
But it's just baseball, without a doubt, is the biggest sport where the umpires have the biggest decisions in the game. Like they can judge, they can be the deciding factor of the outcome of the game more than any other sport, in my opinion.
Yeah, they call every play.
Yeah, every play. Every single one. So yeah, that's my gripe with baseball right now, but it's still early in the season, so it is what it is.
Yeah, you need to get it together.
Yeah, so before we get into a little wrestling, the one last thing I wanted to talk to you about. Did you see this tax that they were trying to pass in Kansas City for the stadium upgrades?
No.
So the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs is also the owner, or he's a part owner of the Kansas City Royals baseball team, which is in the same parking lot. Okay. So it's one of the few places in the sports world where the tailgating is in the same area, which is pretty sick if you're a sports fan. So he wants to do upgrades to both stadiums. He wants to make the parking lot better for a better tailgating experience.
Okay.
And he said the estimate was like $2 billion. Well, instead of him paying that and the other owners paying that, he was trying to pass a law to where they were going to raise the taxes in the city of Kansas City for the next 20 years to pay for that $2 billion. And dude, they had commercials with Patrick Mahomes like, say yes to Bill blah 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 to help us get a new stadium. No. And bruh, everybody was like, bruh, y'all just won a Super Bowl, y'all are not short on money, and they voted no on that shit.
Damn.
Yep, they voted no on that shit. The fans did. I was happy, man. Fuck them motherfuckers.
They said fuck it. We'll party right there where we always have.
Take the revenue from the Super Bowl winning season you had and upgrade that damn stadium, man.
Yeah, you figured $2 billion for an NFL owner for if they want to make something really nice, like you got that. Come on, man.
Yeah, the city will pay some of it to begin with.
You know how many Travis Kelce jerseys they sold this past year,
bruh?
That thing is $120 a piece.
Book a couple of Beyonce concerts in that stadium this year and pay for it that way, man.
Too. They have concerts there all the time. Yeah, big ones.
That's what I'm saying. Tell the Royals to step their game up and win a World Series.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. That was, I was like, really? That's what we're trying to do right now? That's whack. But that shit's crazy to me, man. WrestleMania was last weekend. It was sick.
Sick, dude.
There was only one match that sucked.
Yeah.
And it was the match that I thought was going to be the best one.
We both called it match of the night.
Jimmy versus Jey Uso. I think Jimmy was injured. Something was up. He looked really sluggish in that match. He looked real sluggish. I even went back and rewatched it. And he just didn't look like...
I mean, did they do anything other than super kick? And
dude, it was a terrible match, man. Each other? It was such a terrible match. That street fight...
I thought they was about to run the ropes and put on a show. You know what I mean?
The match was put weird on the card. That's another reason why I think there was something wrong with one of them. You know what I mean? But let's see. Night one, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. Match was awesome. Becky Lynch apparently had the strep throat and was running a fever, like legit.
Oh no.
Match was still awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with you on that one, man. AEW is not fire. Great matches. Terrible storyline, and they just I'm not a fan of AEW, honestly.
Reminds me of WCW back in the day.
It really does, and with them playing that CM Punk video last week, someone compared that to when WCW was like, yeah, WWF's putting a strap on Mick Foley tonight. And someone was like, that's kind of like, you know what I mean? But back to WrestleMania. The tag match, the ladder match was awesome. R-Truth, hilarious.
Dude, I like R-Truth.
I love R-Truth and Miz, dude. Yeah,
I wasn't expecting Grayson Waller and Austin Theory to win that.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
And it was kind of, I thought the way that they got theirs was kind of lame. It was very lackluster.
Yeah, because they got beat up afterwards.
Yeah, and like when they got there was just nobody in the ring, and they just ran up and grabbed them. It was like there was no story behind it.
Yeah.
But We'll see what they do with it.
Yeah, so the street fight was pretty cool. They had Bubba Ray come out as a surprise guest referee.
We joked about Bubba Ray coming out there. That wasn't what I was expecting, but that was dope.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then night 2, they had the other women's championship match, Bayley. That was awesome.
Yep.
It was a great match.
Happy for Bayley.
Me too, man.
She deserves it.
Yep. And Cody finally finished the story.
Dude, that was one of the best storylines I've ever seen in wrestling, bro. Like that shit made me feel like I'm kind of stoned right now.
Yeah,
but check it out. It reminded me of like if you're watching like a television series for 10 years and then it was like the season finale almost.
Yeah, it really was.
It really made me like I'm happy for Cody. Like I'm sure he'll do well, but like I'm sad that that's over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not one of the guys that thought that Roman shouldn't have had the title that long. Like I thought it was cool the whole way through, as long as the storylines were good and going.
Yeah, and I do think it was definitely one of the top. It was the best storyline in the last 10 years, in my opinion. And it's arguably one of the top 5 storylines ever.
It's gotta be.
That whole bloodline. And it's still going.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened this past week?
I did.
So
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I definitely think The Rock's coming back for SummerSlam to wrestle Cody. I think that's going to go down.
Dude, that was epic too. Their promo that they cut on Raw the next night.
It was. And apparently rumor is that the Undertaker spot in Mania was supposed to be Stone Cold, but they couldn't agree on a financial.
Yeah, couldn't get a contract, right?
Yeah, but it was cool seeing Undertaker. It would have been better for the glass to break and Stone Cold come running down, but I was glad to see the Undertaker.
Yeah, if it wasn't Stone Cold, like it had to be the Undertaker.
Somebody had a picture of Undertaker wrestling Yokozuna back in the day, and then it was a picture of him wrestling Rikishi. Like in the early 2000s, and then it was a picture of him wrestling The Rock back whenever he was in WWE, and then it was a picture of him wrestling Roman Reigns. And somebody was like, yo, the Undertaker been fighting this family since I was born.
He beat all of them, too.
All of them, yeah, man.
That's funny.
Yeah, I thought, that made me laugh big time.
Yeah, since the day I was born, the Undertaker been beating these motherfuckers' ass.
Oh man! Damn. We didn't talk about it, but the night before Mania, the Hall of Fame ceremony, Paul Heyman, dude,
big man,
fire,
so good.
Paul Heyman's awesome.
It's everything that you expected it to be. You know,
he's the GOAT, the best manager of all time, in my opinion. I think it's hands down too. I don't even think it's debatable.
Best manager ever.
Ever.
Oh yeah.
He's still going.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is he the best.
What do you think they're gonna do with him? You think they'll keep him?
Yeah.
Like, you think Roman's just gonna take a little break and come back? What you think's going on?
The rumor right now is on SmackDown last night, Solo jumped Jimmy, kicked him out of the bloodline, and they brought in their other cousin.
Yeah, saw that.
Yeah, it made his debut, and Paul Heyman's like, I need to call a tribal chief, talking about Roman Reigns. Well, Solo knocked the phone out of his hand, and he was like, I've already talked to the tribal chief. People think that he's talking about The Rock. Because apparently Roman is going to be gone for a while. He's taking some time off. And The Rock is taking time off because he's got his Hollywood shit going on.
Yeah.
But the rumor is he'll be back for SummerSlam, which I think that'll happen.
That'll be good.
Yeah. But Cody Rhodes is the champ. I think it's great. He finally gets the belt that his pops, that eluded his pops and his older brother their whole career.
It was epic, man. That shit was like watching a movie, dude.
It really was,
like,
man.
For real. I was like, these motherfuckers are the Avengers right now.
It was such a good match.
So good.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like I said, every match was fun. And all the matches had time, which I really like, because most of the time there's always 1 or 2 matches that feel rushed. I felt like every match was like a good length. There was a couple that maybe kind of felt a little rushed, but most of the time there's at least one where it's like, damn, that was quick.
I really like that Intercontinental Championship match, Gunther and Sami Zayn. That was a good match.
So good. I remember I called you as soon as that happened, because no one thought Sami was going to win that.
No,
and then
I didn't think he was going to win it.
I popped 2 times during that match when Sami kicked out of the double power bomb, and I was like, oh, he kicked out of that. That was wild. And dude, when he hit the brainbuster, I stood up out my seat. Dude. I did too, dude. Oh, and then he won. For people who don't know the whole deal with that brainbuster move, look up Sami Zayn back in the Indies. He was a character named Generico, and he wore a luchador mask. And that was his finisher. He would pick you up like a superplex and drop you on your head on the turnbuckle. Obviously, WWE ain't cool with that shit because that's a very dangerous move. The fact they let him hit that shit on Gunther, and
Gunther too, he's a big dude, man.
And that's what I'm saying. With Gunther being such a dominant champ, you had to pull something like that out to beat him. You know what I mean? And it was so sick seeing him hit that move, man. And I'm glad he's the champ. I definitely think Chad Gable's going to turn on him. And that's going to be the Sami Zayn, Chad Gable rivalry.
I think they'll have a good one.
Oh, yeah, 100%. A lot of people were upset that Chad Gable wasn't the one in his position during Mania. They wanted Chad Gable to take
I like his little funny gimmick, dude.
Yeah. But I think Gunther immediately goes up into the world title picture.
He's got to. Yeah. They got to write him into that somehow.
Yeah. Dude, talk about Mania. Damian Priest cashing in. Sick.
Yep.
People are calling him bisexual Undertaker. I think it's hilarious. He's owning it too.
Bondage Undertaker.
Yeah, bondage Undertaker. He's owning it too.
He's eating it up. Yep. That's what you got to do these days, though, man.
I didn't realize, dude. I thought Damian Priest was younger, dude. He's 40.
Really?
He's like 39. Yeah, I didn't think he was that old yet, but I think it's been time for him to be a top guy. So I'm happy Damian Priest is up there. He's awesome. He's got a great moveset, good gimmick. Judgment Day, I think they're going to be kicking.
Yeah, powerhouse right now.
I think they're going to be kicking Dominic out here pretty soon, but we'll see what happens.
I think it's coming time for Dom to break off and see what he can do by himself now.
Yeah, he needs to get back to having good matches. For sure.
Do you hear about this speed division that they're talking about doing? Speed
division?
Yeah, it's like the Speed World Championship. Like,
would it be kind of like a cruiserweight?
That's exactly what it sounds like.
I always like whenever they had the cruiserweight because there's so many guys that don't get any time on TV. They just get used at house shows because they're smaller.
Yep.
Whatever. I missed it. I get it. The cruiserweight, the 205 Live wasn't getting a lot of views, but I liked it a lot.
A lot of people would watch it. Like, there's people that watch anything wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like watching the high flyers and them go at it too, man.
Yeah, me too. Ghost Unknown. What's up, man?
Yo, what up, Ghost?
Yeah, it's really weird that they don't use the cruiserweight division no more. Like, I miss the cruiserweight division. I really do. That was where Cedric Alexander from Charlotte used to get. He was sick.
Wasn't he the first 205 Live champion?
He was one of them for sure. Yeah, he was awesome. Won it at Mania.
Yeah.
Yep. Some other wrestling news, some sad wrestling news. You see Big E went and did his 2-year neck scan and it still ain't good. He said he's probably done. He's probably done, man. That sucks big time.
Yeah, I hate that for Big E, dude.
Yeah, I really do too. Because Big E was awesome and
Big E's former world champion.
Yeah. He is, and I think he was getting ready for a serious push right there before he got injured too. It just sucks, man. It's like anybody can get hurt, man, and be done. He's lucky he's not paralyzed.
What was the move?
Like, he took I can't remember the guy's name, but it's a dude who's on NXT. He took a belly-to-belly suplex outside the ring, and the guy didn't throw him far enough, and he landed on the top of his head. Honestly, he's lucky he didn't die or get paralyzed, you know.
Was this at a house show?
No, it was on Raw. It was on SmackDown. Yeah. Ooh. The match ended immediately. Damn, but, yeah, there's video of it, man. It's nasty. Getting dropped right on the top of your damn head, break your neck. That shit sucks. I imagine.
Belly-to-belly, dude?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was the guy's fault. It wasn't Big E's fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Big E's nice. He's nice. I ain't never seen him fuck up.
Yeah.
He was good.
But
you know what I don't like right now though?
What's that?
I don't like the Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits thing that they're doing. Like, it's too slow. Like,
I think they're wasting Bobby Lashley.
Me too. I think they're wasting the Street Profits as well.
Bobby Lashley is at that point in his career where he's getting older to where he either needs to go for another run or he needs to be used as a guy to put younger guys over like they're doing Shinsuke right now.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura, dude, as much as I hate to say it, he's doing great. He's putting guys over, putting young guys over, but because he's up there in age, he's in his 40s. You know, he's getting up there.
I like the new Shinsuke heel character. It was like the bad guy and like an old, you know, kung fu movie or something.
And
yeah, they said something like Shinsuke done lost like 50-something straight matches.
He's 1-26 this year since January 1st.
Damn.
Yeah, that ain't too good. But it is what it is, man.
They said Solo Sikoa ain't won a match in like a year.
Yeah, he won. He beat John Cena at Saudi Arabia last year, and he lost every match after that. But that's the issue whenever you're in a good storyline. Like, you don't have to. That's another big issue.
And that's mostly at house shows, too. Like.
And that's another big issue with the Money in the Bank is dudes win Money in the Bank, and they'll let them lose because they know they can cash in at any time. So they, like, have no ambition to put them over. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's always pretty lame. But
yeah, I've seen people saying that they want to get rid of the Money in the Bank.
I don't. I love the Money in the Bank. I think it's just as important. It's not just as important. Let me not get in over my head, but I think it's up there with the Royal Rumble. Obviously, the Royal Rumble's way more important, but like, it's cool that if you do win, you get the Royal Rumble's cool because it gives you a chance to put over a guy, to put a guy in the mix that wasn't in the mix, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the Money in the Bank does the same thing. But then you have the years where like it's kind of a joke year where like, you know, a few years ago, Otis won it. Like, we knew he wasn't going to cash in and win the belt as much as we would have liked to see it, you know. And then there was that year that Baron Corbin won it, immediately lost whenever he tried to jump in the match, you know. The year Braun Strowman won it, they ended up not letting him win his match. The match ended up being a DQ because of Brock Lesnar interfering, and they just took his Money in the Bank from him. I thought that was lame.
Yeah,
kind of got brushed on, you know what I mean? And then again, you had Damian Priest. He's held on to that thing for a long time. I don't like it when they hold on to it for a long time either.
I don't either.
Sometimes
I forget that they even have it.
Exactly.
Like it just becomes like a part of their gimmick, especially his because it was purple and.
Right. Yeah, it's wild, but shout out Damian Priest, new champ.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, me too. This is one other thing I want to talk about wrestling real quick was the Hall of Fame. And here's a list of guys that aren't in the Hall of Fame. And I'm going to say their name, and you tell me if you think they ever will be in the Hall of Fame or if you think they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
All right.
Those are two different things,
you
know? All right. I've got my answer for all of them, but I want to hear yours. Number one, Goldust.
No.
No?
But I don't think he deserves to be in right now, but I think he should go in one day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think
his character's like really nostalgic,
right?
But I mean,
I think he is going to go in one day because of how he was so before his time with that character, and he was so invested in that character that he was at one point. The rumor was he was willing to get a boob job for that character. Which would have been insane.
I say Goldust in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, like, he's gonna have to be done with AEW first.
Yeah, I think whenever he's like officially retired from wrestling altogether.
But he's got that issue where he was never the big champ, you know.
That's true.
And that's always a blemish.
That's why I say no right now. But eventually, like when the people got the chance to look back and make amends and all that.
Let's see. Now this one, if you're just going off his WWE tenure, no, absolutely not. But if you go off his everything career, is it debatable? Tatanka. So he technically was only in WWE, WWF for a total of 7 years. But a buddy of mine brought up a good point that before Goldberg had his super long undefeated streak, Tatanka had an undefeated streak in WCW. He went 86-0.
Well, the thing is,
start out his career in
he definitely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because WWE owns WCW, so it's still like technically that goes on his overall WWE record.
But he also, like Goldust, has that issue where he was never the big time champ. He was, Intercontinental champ.
So I say the same as Goldust, not right now, but one day.
Yeah. William Regal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I think easily.
Absolutely.
If not for his wrestling, but for his
impact.
He runs the training center.
Yeah.
Like him and
he's responsible for the talent.
Yeah, dude, he really is. And I know a few guys from whenever I was doing the pro wrestling stuff that had gone to the WWE training facility, and they were like, dude, William Regal, he's such a good guy. He's one of the best teachers. You know what I mean? Like, I think William Regal definitely go in. I think he's definitely one of the best technical wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so William Regal, I think he'll go in. Chris Jericho, obviously he'll go in, but it's going to be after he retires because he's still with AEW. They're not going to put him.
After he retires, he definitely.
I think Chris Jericho's in the top 10 all time. I don't want to hear no top 10 without Chris Jericho. He was the first ever double champ.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? In WWE. He was the WWE champ, WWF champ, and World Heavyweight champ at the same time.
Then he was
the only guy. He was the first guy to leave WCW to come to WWF whenever all the WWF guys were leaving to go to WCW.
And that introduction promo was gold, man.
Both times he came back. Yeah, it was sick. Yeah, the list. You just made the list. That was one of my favorite times in his career, man.
Dude, one of my things I remember Chris Jericho when I was a kid on WCW, he was having a feud with Dean Malenko, and Malenko was man of 1,000 moves.
Yeah.
And he came out there with a piece, like a scroll, like rolled down and was just reading off moves. He was like, I have 1,001 moves, and it goes on commercial and comes back and he's still reading it. And it was hilarious.
Chris Jericho did time, WCW and ECW as Lionheart Chris Jericho. Like, yeah. For sure. I think, yeah. Now, here's one that just because his career was so long, he'll definitely end up being in my opinion, but he's got to be done with AEW first. Is Big Show.
Yeah, Big Show's got to go.
Yeah, Big Show's had every belt at least once, I believe. You know, of course, there were some times in his career where it was joking how often he swapped between heel and face.
Yeah, but that was later in his career. Yeah. Like, his WCW career still counts.
I saw some footage of him. Like, dude, I saw some WCW footage of him. My man used to do a drop kick off the top rope, all fucking 507 foot-pounds. Crazy, that motherfucker, right? Dude.
I swear.
Shit was wild. Now, here's two that's debatable. The last two I want to bring up. And one of them was WWE wasted his talent. That's Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, I like Shelton Benjamin.
I do too, but WWE wasted his career because they wouldn't do anything with it.
Wasn't the last thing that they had him doing was tag teaming with Cedric Alexander?
Yeah, I think that was one of the last things he did. But, you know, he was multiple Intercontinental champ, multiple tag team champ. He never won the big belt, but that was WWE's fault because he was stupid athletic. There was a time in his career he was arguably the most athletic guy in WWE.
Did they release him, or does he still do house shows?
I don't think he wrestles anymore, but he had that little comeback a few years ago. Dude, I remember whenever he was the first person to put the ladder up against the other ladder and run up that shit at WrestleMania at Money in the Bank when they used to do Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. So they had a set up A-frame ladder. Dude was climbing up it, and he leaned the ladder up against this one and ran up that ladder. And clothesline dude off. They immediately put it in the video game. And it was because of Shelton Benjamin. Yep.
I don't think they'll ever put Shelton Benjamin in the Hall
I don't think they will either. This is a guy I think he should be in, but they probably won't either, is Bam Bam Bigelow.
Why do you think they won't put Bam Bam Bigelow in? He's an iconic character.
He is, but...
Like, he's another one that I think, you know...
He did more of his stuff in Japan and ECW than WWE. He's one of those guys.
Well, his ECW career counts on his WWE.
It does, but he's one of those guys where it's like, if he's not in yet, why would they ever put him in? Like, if he's not in already, why wouldn't they put him in?
That's true.
Bam Bam Bigelow, arguably one of the best big man wrestlers of all time. Dude is agile. Yeah, he might have been on drugs, and that's why, but he was a beast. I do got one more, and for sure as a tag team, they're going to be in the Hardys.
Gotta be.
I could see the argument for Matt Hardy not to be in the Hall of Fame as a single competitor, though. Jeff's definitely going to go in as a single competitor.
You think they'll put him in as a singles competitor?
Yeah, he's multiple two-time WWE champ, one-time World Heavyweight champ,
Intercontinental champion.
He's 6 or 7-time Intercontinental champ, U.S. champ. Him and Matt, multiple tag team champs.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the second best tag team ever. And Jeff, just because of his iconic moments he has in WWE.
Yeah.
You know, he's got some of the most iconic moments ever in WWE. So I think Jeff will definitely go in as a singles competitor. Matt, on the other hand, I'm not sure.
Probably not.
But definitely as a tag team, they're going to go in.
Yeah.
100%.
The Dudleys in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they went in.
Yeah.
I was upset when they got put in because they were the best tag team ever, in my opinion. I thought they should have headlined, but that was the year that Goldberg headlined. Yeah. One guy I had on my list, but I took him off because they've already confirmed that he is going to be in the Hall of Fame sometime in the next few years, is Batista. Batista's going to be in. Yeah, Batista was awesome. Batista and Undertaker were holding down the company there for a little while. Triple
H still ain't in as a singles competitor.
No, and he'll be in. He's. I don't want to hear no top 5 without Triple H in it.
Dude, Triple H has got to be in.
Yeah, I don't want to hear no top 5 without Triple H.
He chooses the Hall of Fame now, right?
Yep, it's his. He's pretty much running the whole shit. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, that's wild. But
yeah.
Got 2 shows coming up.
There you go.
Got 2 shows coming up. One of them's this Saturday, 4/20, at the Commie House in Columbia. We got 5 awesome bands. Got Do Us Part from upstate, Split in 2, Gut Bust from Atlanta. They are so sick. Refuser, and headlined by Grady State from Maryland. That's going to be a sick show, straight hardcore show. And then May 18th, Saturday, May 18th, I just announced this, and this is arguably the best show I've ever booked, in my opinion. It's definitely one of the best shows I've ever booked. But May 18th at the Commie House, we got Jiu-Jitsu, hardcore out of Charlotte. Young kids, they're awesome. It's their first out-of-state show, out of North Carolina show.
Okay.
So I'm happy to get those boys down. And then we're going to have, oh my God, I done got secondhand high. Hold on, I got the flyer right here. It's, Jiu-Jitsu and Refuser coming back, putting those guys back on. And then it's Shoot on Sight from Greenville and Omen Killer. That show is going to be insane. Look up Omen Killer, look up Shoot on Sight, look up Jiu-Jitsu, look up Refuser. I can't believe I got Omen Killer to come play this house show, man. It's going to be so sick.
Yeah, that's going to be dope.
Yeah, that show's going to be awesome. And I'm not going to lie, me and Troy are getting pretty good at making flyers, I think.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, everybody said that flyer looks pretty sick.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. And so check out all those. I got the flyers all over social media. Follow me. I'm Billy Bates on Instagram.
I'm at Jones X McShine on everything. Hit me up.
Yeah, man. Share all the shit. Watch all the episodes. We're going to keep coming back. We're going to figure out, more shit to do. And more podcasts coming, man. I love doing this shit.
Yeah, man.
But, yeah, is there anything else, man? Any new music? Fucking anything like that?
Nah, man.
No. Dude, did you see Max Holloway knock out Justin Gaethje last night?
Yeah, that was...
Dude.
Yeah.
That was...
Did you get to watch it live?
Yeah, I was laying in bed last night watching it. I was like, dude, I gotta watch it, man. It's UFC 300. I've watched UFC 100, 200, and 300 now. Watched them all, and yeah. So the Justin Gaethje Max Holloway fight, it was the 3rd fight on the card. It wasn't even the main event, and it was 5 rounds. There's 30 seconds left, and Max Holloway was like pointed to the middle of the ring, like let's throw until the end of the fight. 1 second left, and they're throwing hands, just bang, 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 not blocking, just throwing hands. Literally 1 second left, Max Holloway connects with a right hook and flatlines Justin Gaethje, dude. My man was face down, ass up on the mat, bro. That was an absolute war, dude. Awesome pay-per-view.
I wish I could have watched that shit.
Yeah, dude.
Night, man. I know
UFC. That shit. I've been slacking on watching UFC here recently. But watching that last night made me want to get back into watching all the pay-per-views again like I used to, man. Alex Pereira, light heavyweight champ, flatline dude in the first round.
Yep.
He was lining him up. Dude kicked him in the nuts, and Herb Dean stepped in to stop it. And Alex Pereira literally, without taking his eyes off the guy, put his hand on Herb Dean and was like, "Nah, we're still going." Right hand lays dude out, dude. It's so sick, man. Damn. Yeah, it was a great pay-per-view.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's it, man. We'll be back in here in a week or so. Do another pod, talk more about this diss track. Maybe somebody will get shot.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, by next week we should have some more on that.
Yeah.
So be easy, y'all. We getting up out of here.
Much love.